Right now, it is time for us to check sports. Let's bring in Mike Cozzi. Good morning there, Mike.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm good.
All right. Well, I look at sports this morning, and I got up and I see that the Eagles had to bring a 40-year-old quarterback out of retirement because they've injured their two backup quarterbacks. Garofalo didn't have a very good game last night for the 49ers.
Yeah.
See, Mike doesn't care about football yet.
No.
Okay. Let's go to the big news of the day. And
What's that?
Well, that involves the injury to Sale, where he's done for the season again.
Yep. He's done. The Red Sox are done. Put a fork in him. They're finished. And he's not getting Tommy John surgery, but that's what they're saying right now. I don't know if that's going to be the absolute truth. If he needs it, he has to get it. If he has to get it, he's not pitching next year either.
No.
So the Red Sox are officially done in my book. And they might be done next year if he can't pitch because their pitching is not good. If they don't have Sale, even though he did not pitch well this year, he ate up innings. But without him, they're hurting. Now, they got Evaldi back, which could fill the void of Sale. So technically they're not done because Evaldi has to play pretty bad to equal what Sale did. But just mentally, without Sale, they're not going to be able to. I don't think get back in the position that they need to get in to make the wild card. But they're way back in the wild card.
Well, you take a look at the scores again. Not as horrible as every week, but still, Washington beat Pittsburgh 13-0. Seattle over Tampa Bay 9-3. Texas 8. The Angels 7. Still lots of big scoring games. I'm
still under the idea that Major League Baseball is kind of like treating these guys like junkies. They're weaning them off the Super Bowl as we get towards the playoffs. They're not taking it out of play completely, but I do believe they're taking it out of play a little bit. It's if you look at some statistics, the home runs are way up. The strikeouts are way up.
The doubles.
So with the home runs way up, you would think that overall batting is way up.
It's not.
It's not. I think in the American League there's something like maybe 11 players hitting over. No, I looked it up last night. 15 players hitting over 300 or better. 15. So in the age of the Super Bowl where it's launch and lift, there's not a lot of hitting going on besides home runs. And like we said yesterday with Lou Piniella and Goose Gossage saying how bad baseball is, they're right. They're absolutely right because that's all everybody's doing is launching and lifting. There's no bunting. There's no hitting behind the runner and hitting runs. No, baseball, as we know it, doesn't exist. It's a video game where you're either striking out or you're hitting home runs. And people got mad because they said it, but you know what? They're 100% correct.
Oh well, just take a look at some of the power numbers for these shortstops and stuff like that. It's
everybody can hit home runs.
Yeah, it's ludicrous.
One-arm Willie can hit home runs.
Yeah. I mean, you've got players that didn't have 20 to 25 home runs in their career, hitting 20 home runs in a season.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so obvious.
Yeah, but then, like I said, if you look at the overall batting, it's not there.
Yeah.
It's not there.
But strikeouts are there.
Strikeouts are way up.
And nobody follows.
You can't find strikeout numbers.
No.
They don't have them. They don't post them. They don't put them anywhere. They don't want you to know how many strikeouts there are.
And here's the crazy thing about that. They always kept strikeout totals on Mantle, Maris, all the big home run hitters. It was
you heard. Oh, yeah. Well, this guy can hit home runs, but he strikes out a lot. It was a huge negative.
Yeah. It was a huge negative.
Not anymore. Not in the age of Stratego baseball.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Yep. Yeah, it's not a good product. It's not a good product. Pitchers can't go more than 5 innings. Hitters can't get hits. What do you want to call it? I don't call it baseball.
Yeah. No, it's you look back at what pitchers used to pitch out. They used to pitch 6-7 innings, and you had a closer come in, but you also had long relievers and stuff. But
yep, you had your closers were capable of going 3 innings if you had to.
Yeah.
And they didn't need a week off after they threw 3 innings.
Oh well. Where else do we want to go in sports?
We're going to go to Saratoga quickly.
All right.
I didn't bring it up yesterday, but in the race prior to the Alabama, the grass race, which they rushed because the bad weather was coming, I did not bet the 1. I used the 5 in my multiple race gimmicks, pick 3s and pick 4s and whatnot. And it was a close finish, but if you watch the race over, you can clearly see the 5s and noses down at the wire. Now, whenever a horse is within a half a length of each other, there's a photo. And this was a close race, so there's a photo. So I was sitting there with my friend, and I'm like, they're going to screw the public. You watch the replay of the race, and they slow it down, and it's crystal clear in the age of high def. And I watched the replay in the sports book at Monmouth Park, where the screen is about, 50 feet wide. So you're watching the race, and it's clear until they get within 10 feet of the finish line, and then it pixels out where you can't see anything. And I'm like, how is that possible? So it took like 10 minutes. It doesn't take that long for pictures anymore. There's not that long, elaborate wait for the dead heat or to see what it is. So then Naira puts up dead heat. I'm like, I told you, they're screwing the public. So that whenever there's a dead heat or a photo finish, they put up the picture. The picture is as blurry can possibly be. So the Naira explanation for it was, well, the finish line, a light goes on at the finish line, so it aids in the picture. They forgot to put the light on. So instead of making a decision that could have been a wrong decision, they declared it a dead heat so everybody's happy. So, ladies and gentlemen, political correctness has hit the racing world. Wow. What a joke. Yeah. What an absolute joke. And you knew something screwy was happening because there was no way in the world it should have taken that long to determine the outcome of the race. If you watch the race slow down at original speed, from original speed originally, you could clearly see the 5's head was down and the 1's head was up. But we never saw that picture again.
Amazing.
It was an absolute joke. Put it this way. They're lucky it happened in Saratoga. If this happened at Aqueduct, when Aqueduct was Aqueduct in the winter, the place would have burned down today. They would have set it on fire. Unbelievable. What's when you think you've seen it all, you didn't.
Is Saratoga racing today?
No.
No, that's right.
No, they're fixing the camera.
That's right. Well, I watch, sometimes I'll watch the races online, and for having such an avid audience that likes to see these things, the computer camera coverage they have, 40% of the time, pixelates out and hangs up and stuff like that. You're watching a race and they come to the stretch, and all of a sudden it hangs up. Honest to God.
Yeah, you gotta. It was the 9th race. We played that race, and I did pick the 5 horse. And if you get a chance to watch the replay or to somehow pull up the print picture of the outcome, pull up the 9th race from Friday, and you'll see from Saturday. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
All right.
Crazy stuff. Hey, baseball. The Mets find out if they're for real or they're done this week. They play the Indians starting today for 3 games, and then the Braves come to town. So by Sunday night, the die will be cast about the Mets.
All right, we'll see which way it's cast.
And the Crankies play the A's and the Dodgers, so we'll find out more about them this week too.
Late night games.
Yeah, it's what it is.
On the coast.
They're on the leftist coast, and they need to watch the games at a decent hour. You can't start them at 3:00 to appease the East Coast. So it is what it is.
All right. Well, we'll check with you tomorrow morning.
I'll be here.
All right, Mike. Take care.
Have a great day, guys.
Mike Cozzi with a check on sports this morning here on the Breakfast Club on Robin Hood Radio.